Well, welcome back, everyone. It's Lights, Camera, Action, and it's Make Our World Your Runway. This is the weekly show that interviews the most fascinating individuals from the world of modeling, fashion, beauty, business, and even the entertainment industry. And before we start our show, we want to mention some of the sponsors. And we're talking about Lasky Architect, Lux Salon, Margaritaville at Sea, 100 Successful Women in Business, Transmedia, the Global Trade Chamber, Bangladesh American Chamber of Commerce, and Veda Designs. And as always, we have an extremely exciting show planned for you today. I have a wonderful guest. I'm so excited. We're going to pay tribute to a very iconic club. But before we begin, we always like to make a few special announcements. And we want to tell everyone, remember to subscribe to the Global Trade Chamber YouTube channel so that you can see all the shows from Make Our World Your Runway and Success Stories. And I highly recommend our viewers to tune into Success Stories because this show features the most amazing women in the world of business and community service. From humble beginnings to successful entrepreneurs, these women will totally inspire you. And get ready for some exciting conferences, speakers, and awards as 100 Successful Women in Business and the Global Trade Chamber come to a city near you. And calling all successful women in business, talking about a city near you, it's time to shine a light on your achievements. Nominate yourself or a colleague for a chance to be honored at our special awards dinner gala in Las Vegas, October 23rd to October 26th. Let's come together to honor the impactful women in business and community service. Remember to claim the well-deserved award. Now, you need to be present in Las Vegas at the awards dinner gala to receive this award. You can nominate yourself or a colleague for the 2024 Reception Award Ceremony. There will also be networking, conferences, business expo, fashion show, and Make Our World Your Runway will be going there live. So for all the information, please visit our website at www.100swb.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as I like to say, lights, camera, action. It's Make Our World Your Runway. And today, we are going to pay a tribute to the iconic Copacabana. It was the New York City nightclub that existed in several locations. Many entertainers such as Danny Thomas, Pat Cooper, and the comedy team of Martin Lewis made their New York debuts at the Copacabana. And also many entertainers like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. also performed at the iconic club. The Barry Manilow song Copacabana is named after and set in the club. The nightclub was also a setting for several films: Goodfellas, Raging Bull, Tootsie, The Purple Book, Beyond the Sea, The Irishman, and One Night in Miami. It was also used in several plays: Barry Manilow's Copacabana, also the musical film in 1947, Copacabana, starring Groucho Marx and Carmen Miranda. It takes place there, and as does the made-for-television film based on the Manilow hit song in which Manilow himself starred. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we also had a Copacabana in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We did an amazing event there with the Miss Latina, Miss International World pageant. And today, my guest, who was the orchestra at the Copacabana in Fort Lauderdale, Mr. David Lucca. So, David, welcome to Make Our World Your Runway. Hey, David, how you doing?
All right, and you?
I'm doing good. You know, I just said, I don't know if you heard that, but you were the official orchestra to the Copacabana here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
That's correct.
That's right. And you remember when we did the pageant there, that night was a slam dunk.
Yeah, it was totally packed to the capacity.
Totally booked to capacity. We even had Crazy Willie Panama with us.
Yeah, it was a great show. It was a great show.
It was a great show.
Great evening.
Exactly. And not only that, you know, they want to bring the Copacabana back. New Year's Eve in New York, they're going to be doing a big event. So hopefully I'm going to be going up, and I see that they're going to partner with Sony Records. So it looks like we might be back on the right track.
Yeah, I spoke with Charles not too long ago, and he kind of gave me an update with all that. That yes, they are planning doing some bringing the Copacabana back, and he was interested in taking me up there to New York. And also, he was thinking about doing a few events down here, promoting the Copacabana event.
Exactly, exactly. Because you know what? We need to bring a club back like that because, honestly speaking, we don't really have a good Latin club in the South Florida area anymore. I mean, there's a few, but let's face it, nothing like the Copacabana.
Absolutely not. There's nothing like the Copacabana. The electricity, just walking inside of the place, there's such an electricity and an atmosphere that it cannot be matched. So
Exactly.
that would be great if they can bring that back over here to South Florida.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's so funny because, and like Charles said, he thinks that they were probably 11 years ahead of their time. But if you've been down in Fort Lauderdale lately, you see what it looks like now. It's almost like walking in New York City, especially when you go down 3rd Avenue and you go down Andrews Avenue where the Copacabana was. So I think now is the time to really bring it back. I think people are looking for this type of entertainment to come back again. And the fact that it'll be open back up in New York City is going to set the tone for all the other cities coming forward.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. I'm definitely when Charles talked to me about it, I got really excited about it, and I already told him that I got my suitcases ready to go. So to let me know, the time and the place, and I'll be there.
Exactly. And I always tell Charles, I said, if you're going to open a Copacabana, because you know I always say this to you, I said, you have to have David Lucca. I said he was the orchestra. I said at the Fort Lauderdale Club, you and your group made that club really what it was. I mean, let's face it, even if there wasn't a headliner, you were the headliner, the place was packed every Friday and Saturday night.
Yep, it was always packed every weekend nonstop, without a headliner, what they call a headliner. But we were
Right.
the Copacabana band. So, and the whole show around the band and everything, the dancers and everything else, created that great atmosphere that people were looking forward to it. So
Exactly.
every weekend that was the place to be.
That was the place to be. I mean, do you remember the night when it first opened up? The lines were wrapped around like 3 blocks long. It was, yeah,
It
it
was
was,
all the way around the block.
yeah, it was unbelievable. That's right. And the night that we did the pageant and we had the dances out there, and I mean, it was, people are still talking about that show.
Yes, yes. Why not? It was a great show,
It
and you
was
always remember great things. So, it will
exactly.
be an honor to be part of something like that again, if it's possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your name goes synonymous with Copacabana. I tell that to everybody. I said, David Lucca and Copacabana, I said, that is synonymous together. So I hear Latin Grammys. I hear Latin Grammys is coming to Miami in November. So, like I said, I hear the Latin Grammys now is coming in November to Miami.
Yeah, that's what Charles told me. I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't know nothing about it, until Charles brought it to my attention, and he asked me if they were doing anything. And is it November or is September?
No, it's November, November 19th. To be exact.
Okay. Because I think Charles was telling me September, because I have that big event which I'm going to be participating with Victor Manuel, Grupo Nietzsche, and Fernando Villanova, which is in September 13th.
Right, I saw that, yeah. Where exactly is that going to be so our viewers will know?
That's going to be in a Wasco Center in University of Miami.
Oh, I've got to attend that. Definitely have to attend that, especially if you're backing up Victor Manuel.
No, Victor Manuel, I think is coming with his own band, but I'm opening the show with uh with my own band, and there's gonna be like 3 or 4 singers coming up, to open the show. And Victor Manuel is traveling with his band from Puerto Rico. So,
Yeah,
but I will be participating with my own band, doing our own thing, playing my own music, to open the show.
that's going to be a sellout.
Yes.
That is definitely going to be a sellout. With you on the bill and then Victor Manuel and several other groups, that is going to be absolutely amazing.
And Grupo Nietzsche is a big headliner.
Oh wow, that's the show of all shows. Let's put it that way. And that's the kind of shows that you would see in the Copacabana.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. A show. In fact, I think at the Copacabana stayed open in Fort Lauderdale, I know they had Anthony Montanez there, but they were looking at Victor Manuel and, acts like that to come in, all right?
Oh yeah, that would be a place where you will see that kind of act.
It, it, exactly. It's a funny thing talking to Charles yesterday, and we're trying to find this out. Pitbull was going to open his own club, 360 in Miami. But of course, when COVID hit, a lot of that kind of went by the wayside. But there's rumor going around he's very interested in the Copacabana. Yeah. So we've got the feelers out. Charles had called me and he said, I said, I've heard that as well. I said, when he was living in Miami. So I put a couple of feelers out to see if that's the case because he'd be another great name to loan to the Copacabana.
Yes, yes, and he will definitely be a great sponsor, and that'll be a instant hit with having him aboard.
Oh my God, having him aboard. Lefty Perez, is he still around? I haven't seen him do much.
Matter of fact, I talked to him a few days ago. He around here, he's not doing much. He's doing more in the Panama area. He's been traveling a lot to Panama, and
Right.
and that's basically where he's been performing at. But
Yeah,
around here, no, he hasn't been performing.
that's what I figured. I know he did play the Copacabana one night in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. I know Lefty also does a great show as well too. So
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He's a great singer.
that's why we got to open that club back again because look at all the entertainment we have every weekend.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of entertainment here locally that we can keep a big variety of different artists coming to the Copacabana, and the place will be packed every
Yeah.
single night.
I saw Tito last night on Juventud. That came from Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that he was going to be there, but I didn't get to see the show.
Yeah, I caught it last night. He did a great show. They brought all the dancers on and everything. And of course, let's face it, his father played the Copacabana in New York several times.
Yes, yes, yes.
And last year they did a tribute. Of course, it was 100 years of Tito Puente. So and there's still a lot of tributes going on to his dad, especially when they just did the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York.
Yes. His father was like the key to open the doors for a lot of artists. And he established himself worldwide, with his great music. And, that's something everybody, even, not just Latinos, but the American public recognize. When you say Latin music, the first name probably comes out is Tito Puente.
Exactly. Well, you just made a very good statement. There's a lot of people out there that, when they hear some of these names like, Tito Puente or Machito or even Xavier Cugat, they think it was just the Latin genre, just the Latin music. But they don't realize it opened up the doors for a lot of music. During the time when Tito Puente came out, of course, you also had the big bands. He was right there with the big bands. So he didn't only play salsa, he played a lot of different music depending on where he was at. So, it's the same thing with your band. You do a lot of the salsa, but you do a lot of different music as well, too.
Yes, I do. I do some merengues. I do Latin jazz.
Right.
It all depends what the crowd is asking for, and the type of event is the type of repertoire that I prepare for the band to do that night or that afternoon.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's, I think, also what made the Copacabana so popular in New York. In the 1950s, it was the Latin dance craze in New York City. And, you had a lot of clubs. You even had the Palladium. And I think a few years ago, what broke this right back open again was when the movie came out, The Mambo Kings.
Yes.
It showed what was going on in New York at the time, but I think it broke it wide open Tito's father was in the movie, Machito was in the movie, Cuban Pete and Barbara, they were in the movie.
Yes.
As the dancers, and that movie there, now I understand why it won awards, because it was really the music, and it was a time where you could go out, immerse yourself in the music, and if there was something going on in your life for few hours, you could forget it and be happy.
Yes. Music is always happiness.
Exactly.
The music, and you forget the problems and everything else. But there's also sad music when when you depressed or you had a, you don't have a good day. Let's put it that way, without going into details. And then you hear the mariachis playing slow songs, and before you know, you have tears in your eyes.
Exactly.
Your heart or whatever it is. But
Ex-
yeah, but overall, the music is relaxation for me. Is a totally relaxation, happiness. When you see people dancing and you playing, that means you're connecting with those people in the public, and they having a great time.
Exactly. And I always watch Dancing with the Stars, and in fact, Max, who was the most famous dancer on there, Maximum Shukovsky, and I took a couple of his dance classes. He even said in one of his classes, he said, if it wasn't for the Latin music, and he mentioned all the, big Latin bands and everything, he said, we wouldn't even be where we are today. He said, and you think about it, anytime there's a dance competition, they are dancing to this music. Okay? So he mentioned that he says if it wasn't for the Latin industry and all this music, he said, we wouldn't even be, he said, the dancers we are today. So it does show that it's almost, it's not only the music out there, but it's also in the dancing, and it's almost a way of life if you think about it.
Yes, yes, and it's a good way to live when you got music around you.
I know I do that all the time. Sometimes I'll shut the TV off at home and I'll start listening to the music. I'll start dancing in the kitchen. And it was a shame during COVID, a lot of this music, nobody could perform for a while. But it was great. I mean, like yourself and a few other people did some things online, and you were able to kind of forget yourself for a few hours and what was going on. And I know my mother and I, every Friday night, if somebody was doing a show, we'd be dancing in the kitchen from like 8:30 to 9:30. Forgot all about COVID even existed. Um, because I think that was a terrible time in our country and the world when things had to shut down. But again, music kept things going. It kept it alive.
Correct, correct.
Yep, it kept it alive. I mean, all you had to do was put on a song, or people doing shows on the internet, which I thought was a great thing. A lot of people were doing that. And what do they always say? Music is the universal language.
That's correct. A lot of time music also is rejuvenates you from inside out. 'Cause when you listen to music, you feel young again.
Exactly, you do. You feel young again, and it's just it's amazing. I could be sick, okay, and if I put that music on, it's like about a month ago. I was I was on a cruise ship, and we hit some rough waters, and I got seasick, and I was in bed for a little while. I came out on the deck, and they started playing the Latin music. Guess what? I wasn't seasick anymore. My husband said, "Oh, that did the trick, huh?" I said, "Oh yeah, that did the trick." He said, "One minute," he said, "you're dying in bed, and the next minute you're on the deck dancing." He says, "I don't get that." I said, "It's the music." I said, "So there you go." And it's so funny because in the hospital sometimes they will play music to patients,
Yep,
and it
yep,
takes
yep.
them.
It's therapy, therapy.
It is good therapy. So, but what else do you have lined up? I know you got this big show, but I see you doing a lot. So, what do you have lined up from now and a few months from now?
Well, now the next public event I have is August 10th. It's a Saturday. It's going to be in a club in West Palm Beach called La Noche.
Oh, I know what that is. Yes.
I'm going to be doing there a tribute to the music of El Gran Combo.
Oh, El Gran Combo. I thought I saw. Oh my God. Speak of El Gran Combo. They still around?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They still around. They're going to be around for a while. But
Yep.
I prepare a good repertoire of their music, and it's going to be a great show. I did that show at Marlins Park a few months ago, and it was a total success.
Yeah.
So the people of the club, the owner of the club, he's from New York. He's Italian, part Italian, and he told me, David, I heard that you do this. you got to come over here. So,
Oh,
we
yeah.
got an agreement, and yeah, I'll be there August 10th, Saturday.
Oh, that's good. August 10th. Yeah, you have to send me the flyers so that when we put the show together next week, we can put these flyers on there. It'll be great. Yeah, and if he's from New York and he's Italian, that explains it. That
And after
explains it.
that, of course, after that, we have the 24th. I'm going to be with Diego Gale at the Marlins Park.
Oh, great.
The 23rd, the night before, I'm going to be at the Norton Arts Museum in West Palm Beach.
Wow.
And September 6th, I will be back in La Noche nightclub with a tribute to Hector Lavoe.
Wow. You're doing a lot. Yeah.
The following day, the 7th, I have Luis Enrique in the Marlins Park. And what else? That's for right now. In November, I have a few things like the 100th anniversary of Willie Rosario.
Oh, Willie was. Oh, yeah.
I will be in there too in that show. So
And how's our mutual friend Willie Panama? I haven't seen or heard from him in so long.
I haven't talked to him in a while.
Well, you know what? If this gets going, Willie will be right there.
Oh yeah, he'll be calling me.
He sees the Copacabana's going to open up. Willie's going to start making his calls. I know he's semi-retired, but you know what? You always said for you he'll come out.
Oh yeah, he will.
Exactly. So I think now our plan is to really get this Copacabana going. I know Charles has got a lot of great ideas coming up. And yeah, and I think the fact that they're working with Sony Music is going to be the big thing. And I know they're looking to do Miami. They're looking to do Puerto Rico, of course, New York, and I hopefully you and I will be up there for New Year's Eve.
I hope so. Looking forward to it. I'm just
Oh,
waiting for
yeah.
that call.
Exactly. I was waiting for that call. So, and in your closing remarks, anything you want our viewers to know?
No, nothing. I really appreciate the public right now, that always supports me and my music. Right now, I have a single out in the market that is being taken very well through the worldwide. So it's called El Pasaporte, the passport. So it was a tricky name, but it seems to people seem to like it a lot, as it of a lot of the charts in different countries, as in the top 10. So it's I'm feeling really good about that. But yeah, I'm doing good. The band is busy, and I hope to see everybody keep supporting live music.
Exactly. That's the key. That's the key. Keep supporting live music. And I see Max over here is dancing in his chair. So we've done something today. He's laughing. But anyway, David, I want to thank you so much for taking time out to be with us today on Make Our World Your Runway. And as always, you have my support. And let's get this Copacabana going.
Yes, ma'am. And thanks for having me in your show.
Oh, anytime. Anytime you want to come back, with the whole band, you let me know. We'll set it up.
Okay, no problem. And
Maybe we'll
hopefully
do.
we'll get that Copacabana going.
You got it. We'll do a live show with you and the band. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
All righty. Have a great day, great weekend, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Same to you and your family.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A great guest today, David Lucca, the original orchestra with the Copacabana in Fort Lauderdale. And as always, we tell you to stay tuned every week because we always have an exciting guest. And this was a great show paying tribute today to the iconic Copacabana in New York City, where all the major celebrities performed. So once again, we want to thank you for tuning into our show. And as always, stay tuned because we'll be back next week with a great guest. Thank you again.